So you've probably seen these. I'm not gonna bonk you. I'm just gonna give pressure. All right, so I'm gonna move from the back side. So as you move and you're just transferring, I'm gonna give you pressure, pressure, forward pressure, backward pressure. No punching, you're just gonna be transferring, right? And sometimes the pressure is gonna occur when you're done with the stance. Sometimes the pressure is gonna occur mid-step. Let's try backwards. Relax. If you were to build with the human body the perfect stance for balance and stability, in karate what it looks like is it's wider than my shoulders. It's long, meaning my step is long, and my back leg is straight and my front leg is bent, and I'm pushing onto the front leg. And then I push my hips down, and my posture is very upright from my hips up. So just like you build a triangle, a narrow base triangle is more wobbly. As I fatten out the bottom, it's hard to tip that triangle over. So if you take a look at our stance when we build it, we're getting the feet far apart, which makes the squatty base, and then we get our hips low by bending onto the front leg and pushing the weight onto those front toes. And in this position, it's very difficult to shake us with pressure, right? And from a strong foundation, it allows us to strike with authority with our upper body. Right, and so as you stretch out the footwork, the destination, the final landing position is a very good balanced base. As you stretch the stance, the management of balance is more challenged, right? Moving my center of mass farther away from my base leg means that at the very end I'm falling, and I need to control that fall, which is a requirement for balance. That looks amazing, Mike. Those are great big steps. How do you do going backwards with that same large step?
10 seconds. That's the one.
Go ahead and relax. Since you're able to take those large steps, we're going to try to make that more normal. I think that's going to be a good challenge and a benefit. So as you move through the world and you're capable of taking controlled large steps, and you don't need to, you can walk through the world more normally. Having that extra measure of capability gives you that margin, and I think that's going to be good. It's going to make the things that you normally do easier for longer because you're capable of doing more. wouldn't say that. I would say as you're walking down the driveway, take normal steps. But here when we're together, we're gonna start making larger steps part of your normal movement. And because you have the ability to do this with control and balance, it's gonna make this a very reliable move. And if for whatever reason, this step is compromised, your normal step is compromised, making that larger adjustment is gonna be in your wheelhouse. Yeah. Yeah. And I'll be curious to advance into some kicking ideas to see how that does, because, you know, to take a step, you need to lift that knee up and it needs to go forwards. And so that elevation of a kick, of bringing that knee up, balancing on your base leg is going to be an interesting skill to continue to explore.
Well, that's probably the best balance I've had in 6 months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and in karate, it is interesting because the stances are made to shuffle on purpose. The idea is anytime you're on one foot, your balance is not as good as when you're on 2 feet. Therefore, if I'm doing an interaction with an opponent, I need my balance as my number one objective, because from balance I can function. Without balance, my first priority is always to regain balance, and I can't do anything productively if I'm fighting for my own balance. So when we step, we slide step, because my feet are always in contact with the ground. So from a martial arts perspective, walking with a shuffle is a very good way to balance. Maybe not good to avoid tripping, right? But your feet are always in contact. That's right, or wearing your shoes out quickly. Yeah. Yeah, I think what we're doing is really interesting from the perspective of karate for movement instead of karate for competition or karate for self-defense. And I think that this is going to be a beneficial component for people who might be interested in karate for movement to see how it benefits actual movement.